What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I am working on the 350Z. If you didn't see the video where we took this out drifting, it unfortunately kind of broke in the back here. It's nothing serious or major, but if you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and open the trunk, close it, and not even unlatching it, it doesn't work anymore. So something broke back here, so I need to take it apart and figure out if it's just the latch itself or if there's some other issues with wiring or anything like that. Let's at least go ahead and pop that out. There we go. I think my next best bet is to, see this latch here, if I go and close it, it just pops right back open. So something's wrong with the latch itself. I think what I need to do is take these 6 bolts out. Let's try 12. Yep, all right. So these are 12 millimeters. Let's see, if I try to close this, it just opens right back up. There's no lock in it anymore. Everything else looks okay. I wonder if I get the keys right now. So you can hear that, it's obviously clicking. You can hear it want to click, but as far as locking now, so this is working, but its relay to this is not working. All right, so let's test that. I've got the keys out. I got my broomstick here holding it just in case it falls. It won't fall onto me. I've got my keys out of the trunk. So nothing. All right, so what I'm doing now is actually taking the module and separating it from this piece here. So that way I can really get a feel for the actual piece itself, I guess you can say. But if you can see back here, that portion moving right there is the actual, I lost it. That's the trunk latch itself. So what I'm finding out is that part that you can see right there is not latching onto the silver piece right on the inside of my thumb there. So this piece here needs to be pushed inwards, which is connected to this upper piece here all the way to this module. So maybe it's this actual module itself, because this piece here is what controls how much this turns, which then in turns goes down to this here. There's a spring down on the bottom side, and then it just has this mechanical lever right here. There's not much else you can mess with on this side, but I can control, I think, the tension on this bar here that runs across to the piece that actually locks up underneath, which is not locking in place right now. And I got it to lock, so that is the first time you can see it right now. It's being held by itself. So if I put this back together, cross our fingers, hopefully this works. I haven't looked up yet how much a replacement part would be for this. I'm sure it wouldn't be crazy expensive. Oh, it's actually closed right now. So let's go ahead and unlock it. We'll see if we can watch it move there. All right, well that's a good sign. Oh gosh. Woo! All right. It's, oh, man. Only thing that I can see left doing, because I can get this to work, I just can't get it to work with the trunk when the trunk closes. So I need to get on the inside here and see why it's not latching. And this is the only thing that I can think of. Brian is not here, so I got the keys to the trunk, and I can climb out that way if needed. Test number 1 here. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so you can actually see a lot from down here. I can get the latch from the trunk inside here, but it's not wanting to close. Like I've been showing you guys, I've been getting it to close, which means that that bar back there is not catching for some reason. Ooh, the things you do to fix your car. Oh man. Well, that was actually very helpful. So the latch on the trunk is actually going into here, and this is closing. The problem is it's not locking into place. So this part just keeps opening like it is right now. I can't get this to lock. Alright guys, so from the beginning of the video until now, I've kind of just been doing this blind. I've never worked on a trunk latch system before, but that was part of getting a 350Z, the project car, just doing videos on the car no matter what it was and just learning how to do this. So I apologize if the beginning of this video was a little sporadic, just taking everything apart and trying to figure it out, but I have an official, a better plan for this. So I looked up, this is the actuator for the trunk release system. So putting in the part number, which is on the back side here, I was able to search that and find out, again, $100 to $200, $250. And I was able to find a YouTube video on taking this apart, which was actually going to be my next process. There's bolts on the top there, so I figured maybe I'll take it apart and see if there's anything wrong on the inside, just like I did with my camera, which I'm filming on right now. Brian helped me take the camera apart, we put it back together, and it's working now. So that was going to be my next goal. There's teeth and discs, so maybe there's a broken piece that I can fix, because over $100 for this part is just not something on a Project 350. It's not really in the budget because I'd rather put that money towards other parts and other things like that. So now the goal is to take this yellow piece here. I need to flip it up off this bar, and that will allow me to take this completely out, to remove this and separate it. Then I can unplug it, bring it inside. So here it is, very easy to actually disconnect all of that. And so what I'm thinking is, something is holding up this piece here. It's not allowing it to move at all. I have a little bit of wiggle there, but that is it. And I feel like this needs to turn outwards in order to connect to this bar here and actually close and lock the trunk. So that is the issue. Now I just need to find a very, very, very tiny screwdriver. All of the teeth on this yellow one look to be intact, so there's no problems there. The teeth on this one look good as well. What I'm finding is that after I took this off, if you can see right here, there's some black pieces, black bits all over that corner. That correlates with this black kind of little squishy ball right here. I don't know exactly what you would call this. This one is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with this one. And so the video I saw, the guy just flopped or switched both of these. So I'm going to take this brand new one, put it up here. Take this, I'm going to say used one, put it down here. And after I take this piece off here, I'm going to check for gearing and see if all the other teeths are great. I've seen that this could be a fairly common issue for the 350 and 370. Let's see here. Okay, well I got this one off, and just inspecting all of the teeths on it, everything looks really good. Alright, so I got to figure out how to pop this center piece out here, and I think I can just pull it straight up towards me. Okay, so that is this little piece right here, and now that actually made this gearing go down. So I don't know if you guys can see, there's a little indentation in this one. So I'm going to take the other one, the brand new one, I'm going to call it, out of this side, put it into the upper side, and then just put this one back down here. So after a little bit of trial and error, I have figured out the correct way to put this back in. If you guys noticed, I just went back and watched the footage taking this apart. When I took this apart, this piece right here was all the way over on this side of the bracket. So I think it was actually stuck. It wasn't moving when I opened up the cover, and now it can freely move and go on this side. So to put this back together, we're gonna take this little piece here with the teeth on the bottom side and this spring on the top. It just needs to be placed against this little plastic tab here. And I'm gonna go ahead and orient that with the springs facing this little gear here, which I had to put back on. It only goes on one way, so that's easy to do. Then what I'm gonna do with this one here, you can see there's a little stopper on the inside of it. That needs to sandwich this spring here. So I need to put this stopper on this side, and so that spring is in between that stopper and the stopper on here. It should spin freely in one direction, and actually it kind of just stops there because there's some tension now on this other one. And if I go ahead and spin it this way, you're gonna see it lock in just a little bit here, and it's gonna start to move that other spring. So now, honestly, I think that piece was stuck, because if we go back and look at the footage again, this piece was touching the top ball, the one that was all chewed up. So I've switched both of these. This looks to be freely spinning now, and I think I have solved the issue. So now we just need to go ahead and close it up. Alright you guys, so before I go any further, I just want to show you, if you remember in the beginning of this video when I made it over to this side. So this spring here was stuck all the way in this position here. That spring was fully extended. Now it has movement, so that should translate to actually allowing this to move and to lock in place. So I need to go ahead and button this up just to do a mock trial here. Just add a couple more bolts and then we'll give it a go and see if it works. Alright guys, so here goes test number one. I have the trunk open, or the latch is actually opened on the inside here. So it is ready for this. Oh, yes! It works. Sweet. I just saved myself, let's see if this button works. You still have to do the two button method on the Z. But there we go, you guys. It turns out it was just stuck. Now, if I had more experience in what I was actually doing, this would have saved me a lot more time. I think I've been out here a couple hours now, but that's because I had no clue what I was doing. So if you have this problem on your 350 or 370, hopefully this video gave you enough information to do it yourself and not have to buy a new actuator, that's the word. Not have to buy a new actuator because that would have cost me a couple $100s. So I am super excited that I got this to work. I don't know if it was those two black balls that I had to flip around or if it was just stuck in general and me by taking it apart, putting it back together, somehow got it unstuck. So either one of those would work or could have worked. But that's gonna be it for today's video, you guys, fixing the trunk latch. I'm super excited I did not have to order any new parts for it. And just by taking something apart, you can pinpoint exactly what's wrong and learn. Again, this is something that I've never done before, so now I know. It was a fun mini project to do on the Z, and I don't know how it got stuck from drifting. It just happened to happen the same time we were out having a little fun in the Z. But anyway, I think that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and stay tuned for plenty more videos on the Z coming, along with our future videos with the Supra, the C8, the rest of 2019, and I'll see you guys in the next video.